Hey everybody, Aaron here, Countryside Acres. It is miserable out. It's raining and dreary. You see that? Not raining real hard, but enough to just make it kind of bleh. And it's cold. Just kind of damp. Not the nicest day. So I got a different project in mind. That's our motorhome right there. And that is our new Starlink right there. And we want to take that on the road. That is a roaming Starlink meant to use for this or whatever you want to use it for. The trouble is that we would like to use it while we're driving. So Anissa can be editing videos or doing whatever else, or even for Google Maps, or the kids might want to watch something, whatever. And the way this is set up right now, we'd have to pull over and hook it up somewhere, which is just kind of a pain, because it can't mount to the roof the way it is. It would just blow off. It comes with this stand here, like that. And so you would set it up somewhere out in the yard, kind of like this. You'd run this cable in to your motorhome or whatever you're using, and then the router's on the inside. It plugs into the wall, and away you go. And then when you're ready to leave and pull out of your campsite or Walmart parking lot or side of the road, wherever you are, you pick it all up, put it away. Very inconvenient. Can you imagine this being a parking lot and some car come whipping through here running it over? So the other option, people mount it on a flagpole on the back of here, or they just climb up and set it there. It's not super heavy, but it's awkward. I climbed up the ladder with it in one hand the other day, and I thought, I don't want to do this, 2 or 3 times a day, or even 3 or 4 times a week. I just don't feel like doing that if I don't have to. So I did what everybody would do. I went on the internet and figured out what other people are doing, and they're actually cutting these apart. Not kidding. It's a $500 satellite, and they just cut it apart. I don't know if I'm prepared to do that or not. What I can do, though, is when you put this in its stowing mode, and this is folded up a bit more, then I can leave all this intact. Other people are actually cutting this out. There's motors inside of here. They're cutting that all out of it so that this whole unit becomes flatter, and then they're mounting it up on to wherever they want it. What I'm going to do is leave this intact in case I ever want to put it back on here again. But I'm going to drill a hole in here. There's a magic number for it, right where the plug is. And I'm going to disconnect the motor for the stick. And then I'm going to build a box, set it in the box. Hope it all still works. It should work. It's supposed to still work. I hope it works. Build a box, waterproof, and I'm going to mount it on top of the motorhome. Right up in the front. Up there. So that is my plan. That's what I'm going to work on. I really hope it works. So first things first, these things come apart really nice. It's actually a very sturdy stand. I like it. You push this button, that slides out of there, and the cable, can you see the cable? That pulls right out of there, which is handy. Oh, I can't do that yet. Hang on. I gotta get this thing to fold down first. Oh no, maybe we can drill a hole first. We'll drill the hole first, and then we'll do it. We're gonna mark it, drill it, then we'll plug it back in, fold it down before I unplug it. Good idea. Tape's not the best for the job, but I gotta go 5 inches by 5 inches. So I got that number off the internet from other people who have done this. And what we're going to hope is that Starlink hasn't moved this. But that should be the plug for the motor right there. So we're going to drill a hole through and unplug it. I got a drill ready. A moment of truth. I got my bit not sticking out too far. Hopefully it works. I have to tell you, I'm a bit nervous. If we hit something in there, then she don't work, then my wife probably thinks I'm rather dumb. And, well, you guys will never see this, so you won't know. If it works, then everything's good. I think it'll work. I hope so. But I'm still nervous. halfway through, I think. You know what we could do is look through that little hole. You don't see anything important there, so.
Did right down.
Alright, we're going to clean it up yet. But there's the plug. See it? So it's not quite centered. It would have been better to go over a little more, maybe 6 inches. But that's enough to reach it, pull it, and unplug it. There's the inside of her. And we didn't wreck anything. So that makes me happy. Alright, we're here again. You can see in there, if I can turn that on, there's the plug. Focus is terrible. There we go. That's the plug for the motors, so we're going to unplug. At least that's one I believe is for the motors. So I'm going to hook it back up again, and then I'm going to go into my app, if I can find it, right there. And we are going to put it in stow mode, so that this folds down. Okay, so cable goes back in the hole. The whole reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to really destroy it. I want to be able to use it just the way it is right now. So we're going to slide this back in. Now, if we go on to here, alright, so it's on again now. I'm going to back up so you can get the satellite dish at the same time, because it's kind of neat. So when I hit stow, which I'm going to press now, that dish should go. Hit OK. See how that moved? So this is how deep we want it. Now I'm going to disconnect the motors, and I'm going to try to build a box where this is going to fit. We're going to unplug this guy. Well, actually we'll leave him in. That should be fine. But we are going to unplug this. Now I was told with a set of tweezers that I can get that out of there. There we go. Now, I don't want to lose this. So what I'm planning on doing is drilling a little hole right there. And what we're going to do with that hole is run the zip tie through. We're going to grab the zip tie if I can. Just so I don't lose it. Whoa. Okay, and I'll just trim that off, and it should be good. I don't think he'd lose it, but I just hate to think that one day if I want to hook this back up, and I can't find it. Maybe we won't use the stand. Maybe we'll just lay it in here. Can we make that work? I think we can make that work. So there it's in there. We're going to see if this thing will turn on again. So now we need to see whether it's working. Okay, so we've got it hooked up again. And it recommends waiting at least 15 minutes for it to get the best test, but we're going to test it now anyways. So I'd say it's been hooked up for like 2 minutes maybe. I'm not right beside the router right now. Oh, that's quite a difference. I just tried it in the house and it was much, much better. I wonder if this freezer has anything to do with that. Let's try that again. Over here. Speed test. Hey, look at that. That freezer's got to be interfering. So the real test would be once we have it in the motorhome. It's a pretty small space. Now time of night I find makes a big difference as well. This being supper hour, there's probably a lot more people on it than in the middle of the day. So now we're closer to the thing. Well, this is actually worse, I think. Now 10. All right, we're getting all the pieces built for a box. I'm hoping that's going to be aerodynamic enough. I think it will be. And the dish doesn't look like much yet, but the dish is going to sit in here. We're going to build a bit of a nose so that the wind doesn't catch as much on the roof. And then that'll be the exterior, nice and smooth. This is actually meant for trim, for siding. So that's why it's got a wood grain look there, but we're going to hide that on the inside. So I got to cut 2 cross members here yet, and then we got to design something here for the front, I guess, so that it doesn't catch any wind. Okay, show you what we got so far. It's not real pretty yet. We're going to try to pretty it up, but that's going to be the front, help with the wind, and it's just a square box. So now I'm going to router out the edges here so that the dish can sit inside of it, hopefully kind of flush on the top. I'll run some caulking in there and set her down in tight. And then I'm thinking about putting a bottom in. I'm not sure yet. I got to figure out how I'm going to fasten this on the roof. I don't want it to come off, but I do want it to come off, if that makes any sense. Like, if I ever want to move it, then I want to be able to take it off. I don't like the idea of screwing down into the roof, just in case that ever leaks, or I don't know. I'd rather not do that. A lot of guys suggest there's a 2-sided sticky tape that they use for like solar panels and stuff, which I also want to put on the roof. And when you put that on, you like never get it back off. Like, that stuff's stuck. So I thought about doing something like that with maybe an L bracket, and then setting the box between, then I could screw through the L bracket. But I'm not sure. We'll play one thing at a time. I'm going to rotor this out now. Okay, unfortunately I'm by myself. Really. And I got no way of videotaping. Man, that stuff's everywhere. But I've got a router here. I think I've showed you all this before. It's a cordless Makita router. Got this bit, and I've got it set to do about 3/8 of an inch, like so. And so I've got it routed around. I've got to see if it fits yet. It gets away on you. This stuff cuts super easy here. It really got away on me. But anyway, for the most part, it's pretty good. I'm going to clean this up and then try dropping the dish in. And I might have to do some more adjustments. More stuff in my beard and all over my clothes. This stuff is awful. Anyway, we've got her in there, tentatively. Not 100% done, but it's not bad there at the front. I think I'm okay with that. I might do a little bit of adjustments for height here at the back. I think actually it's rocking in the middle. See that? So it's sitting right in the middle here. I'm going to groove it out. Well, not that far, obviously, but I got to groove out the middle because it's just rocking there in the middle to get it to sit better. And I wouldn't mind that being totally flush. Then we can caulk it in. The only other thing is that the stick does just stick below that. See that? If we line that up, so we're going to be trimming that off yet too, I think. Adjustments made. I like it. It's just sitting below the surface there. So it did end up going wider though. I didn't want it to go that wide. Anyway, it is what it is. I got lots of room for caulking all the way around, which we'll do. And then that would be the unit. And like I said, I could get it a lot thinner. I mean, it'd probably only be about this thin if I was willing to wreck that dish on the backside, but I'm just not comfortable doing that at the moment. So we're going to play with this, get it caulked up, sealed up nice, and then I think I'm going to put a bottom on here yet. Once again, I didn't film everything. It's all good though. Okay, so that's our box. Isn't it pretty? Could be worse, eh? There's a dish in there. I did end up cutting just a little bit off the bottom of the stick. Sorry for the bad picture quality. But anyway, cut a little bit off of it. It's hooked up again. It's sitting in there. Basically, it's intact other than this hole. And then I've caulked the top all the way around. And that'll keep it in there. Once that's dried up, right now we're just going to test it a minute. I just plugged it in. But I'm going to caulk again all the way around here as well, just to make double sure. I was going to put a bottom in, but I don't think we need to. And that way any moisture that does end up underneath there can run back out again as well. The reason I don't want to is I'm going to place it. I'll show you that on the motorhome right now. Okay, I'm up here. I'm going to place it up here on the roof where this old TV antenna is. And we don't watch TV. That, and I don't know if anybody even uses TV antennas anymore nowadays. Imagine it's all satellite TV. Who knows? In any case, this is up here, so I'm going to tear all this off. And I already have connections right here. So this cable runs into the cabinet up in the front here, which is where I want to place the router. And so I might have to update this. I don't know if this is still waterproof or not, but I'd like to run my cables through here. So I'm going to set that box right up on top. We'll clean this roof up. We'll glue some brackets on to hold it. Look at that, Gussie made it up here. You look really tall on the camera like this. Like 8 foot tall giant. Sock feet only. Anyway, we're going to set it right up on top of here. That way I can get my cables run through and not have to drill any extra holes. And then this cable, there's a track inside the roof. The roof's like, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches thick with styrofoam, but there is channels cut in, and this cable already runs through that channel into the cabin. So we're going to make use of that. It'll stay off to this side, and I still got room for 2 solar panels up here, and I want to run 2 here and here. So it'll be 400 watts of solar panels for now, and then down the road we can add more down there, but that should be sufficient. Basically just use the lights in the trailer. So the solar would be running, or the batteries will be running lights and the furnace fan. I think that's all it would run. Everything else is either 120 or whatever. And down the road we might increase the system and then put an inverter in it as well, so that we could run microwave or whatever else we want to run. But this will work. So we're going to tear that off. I don't think we're going to get started on it today. It's getting dark enough already. We're going to see now if that dish is working like it should. Okay, we were having some connection issues. It just seemed slow, but I just tried it again and be really fast. It did tell us to wait 15 minutes after setting it all up, so we're sitting about 20 minutes now. So I'm going to try that test again. I had it up to 90 a minute ago, and then it settled at 72. So boom, there it settled at 83 megabytes per second, and that is sitting flat right now. So that is excellent, like super excellent. You need like 5 for YouTube streaming, I think it is. Uploading, it would be better to have at least 15. Otherwise it's slow, but 83 is amazing. So I'd say that's pretty good. We're going to try that out for the next couple of days. Upload this video, other videos, and you know, just the regular YouTube searching things, Google, whatever. Give it a test. It should all work out, I'm hoping. And then we're going to mount it to the motorhome, but I think that'll be in another video. So hopefully you enjoyed that. So far I'm pretty happy. I was a little worried at first drilling a hole on that thing, but it all worked out. And yeah, I don't know, I guess in the next little while we can do updates on it to make sure it's still working. We'll catch you guys all in the next one.
Hey, I was hoping you would stay, but I've always known you would go and find your own way. I still see when we climbed up in those trees, 12 years old, to feel the wind and watch the river run. And the sun would always shine when we sat there, you and I. The river's gonna cry when you're